We are live. It is Thursday. The Rich Lieberman Bay Area Media Pulse is now live on the air on YouTube. If you're watching us as we talk right now live, congrats. Welcome to the show. If, however, you haven't been able to catch us live, you want to watch us at a more convenient time, maybe you're at work or on the road or wherever you might be headed or such. We are archived. You can see us and watch anytime. Become a subscriber to my channel. Forgive my voice, but again, these fluctuations in weather are absolutely ridiculous, and it hurts you and some people. It affects some people. It doesn't affect. There are supermen and there are regular people. I'm not one of the latter. So, or even the former. In any event, got a lot to report. Now, this is semi-exclusive. Well, it's not semi, it is exclusive because nobody talks about the media like I do. Locally, nationally, even sometimes internationally. So, KTVU has problems, you know. It's a good thing they have the morning cover. It's a good thing they have respectable numbers during the week, although not great. And I say numbers, ratings, and that they still have a considerable advantage at 10 o'clock. But problems galore. Speaking of 10 o'clock, this core four now pretty much gone. They are gone. Somerville, done. Hayner, done. Abanez, retired, done. And of course, Bill Martin, retired, done, whatever you want to say, gone. So you have a whole new template. You have a whole new program, literally and figuratively, at 10 o'clock. They still have very solid numbers, mainly because they don't have much competition, does Fox KTVU. But they have a complete assortment of issues, a lot of which is their own undoing. Let me tell you some of those issues. First and foremost, I have always been, will continue to be critical, not a fan of Mike Meeback. It's nothing personal. Might be a great guy for all I know. Probably is. He just does not have a factor of, or more apt, a Q factor. He doesn't really have a following. Women don't particularly like him. And wait till I get to another part of that story in a second. He's not beloved by men. He does not have a following. And when I say a following, it's not literally following. Viewers by nature build up sort of guardians with particular anchors, even to some degree, reporters, but mostly anchors because they're on every night. And you build up a following, you build up a relationships. That's why, remember, we always used to talk about the fact of TV news. They come into our living room. We build up a relationship, which was one of the reasons why Van Amberg was so beloved, why Dave McElhatton was so beloved, respected, admired. Same thing with Pete Wilson, to a lesser degree because he was a little bit more, shall we say, benign. Dennis Richmond. But we were all comfortable with those kinds of anchors. We became sort of placated when they came on if we had some issue, especially with McElhatton. Mike Meeback is a wrong decision by KTVU. You know who knows that more than anybody else? KTVU. He's not only not beloved by women watchers, they tend to be a core demographic today in those who watch local TV news. Older, educated, quite smart women. But guess what? at KTVU itself, me back is not really liked, not beloved, not even respected at KTVU. There's a complete disconnect. That's a problem. I've said before, they've doubled down. They're going to go with him no matter what, because if they remove him now, that's just going to show we made a mistake. We made a mistake. Truth is, they haven't found anybody to replace Frank Somerville. Same thing with Hayner. They have this Claudine Wong. It's not working. She's only been on about a month now. She does not have the personality. She does not have a warmth or a congeniality factor. Don't mean that literally. There's no chemistry there. Not only no chemistry with me back, there's no chemistry with the viewers. She comes off as harsh, as robotic. She basically, and she's smiling more, you can tell she's trying to. It's not working. Okay. Before I get to the weather anchor gig, and I'll get to the other news in a second here. I mentioned the other day that earlier in the week, Amber Lee, their chief veteran reporter, she literally froze up. And I'm told it's nothing serious. She had some kind of an issue. It may not even have been medical. I did not see this. I've been trying to get a copy of it, and I have not been able. But she froze up for a good 10, 15 seconds, which is an eternity on television. It's long. It became so irksome for her and the station. Many viewers called in to see if she was okay. I had a couple of emails myself, one recently this morning saying, is she okay? I don't know her medical situation. I don't know if it was this mechanical issue that they've been having a lot of issues at KTVU lately. But I do know it was something not only caught on screen, but was severe enough to draw the attention of Fox executives. And with a case like this, especially if it's medical, they have to be private. They can't be open. I mean, they're a public TV station. And because I'm the only one who reports media around here, and that's just fact, you don't get anything. They can't put out any kind of a release. They can't say anything. They couldn't say anything, and if it was benign and nothing was to all of this, that shows you how much they care about their viewers. But in any event, I've seen your emails. I know what you're asking. And my answer, as I've done a little bit of investigating, is I don't think it's anything serious. I sort of sarcastically said she may have had a Mitch McConnell, which I shouldn't even have said. What a stupid thing to say. But in any event, I don't think it's serious, whatever it was. And it may not even have been a medical situation. People have issues in life, you know. She's not that old, but has been around long enough where something like this would have been noticed anywhere. But Amber Lee's been there for over 20 years. So I put my feelers out. If I know anything more specific, of course, I will bring it upon your attention. Finally, another KQED issue, or KQED, KTVU. How did I say KQED? Because we're talking about a KQED a few days ago. Maybe I juxtaposed, whatever. KTVU. Of course, Bill Martin. We know a lot of you can't sleep that Bill Martin retired. No, of course not. They have not formally announced a permanent anchor. Here is their great quandary. I know this firsthand. Betting, just a good hunch. While Martin was flubbing his own lines and being very deliberate and mumbling, literally mumbling about have this kind of conversational presentation, delivery, which is fine if you coordinate it. He didn't, but he was very knowledgeable. In any event, KQED does not know what to do. I'm hearing also that they don't necessarily put out the possibility of looking for an outside market weather person. Okay, let's go through the list of would-bes. We'll start with the least qualified up, or at least the people under consideration. Let's go there. Rosemary Orozco. For some reason, and I think I know why, she gets passed up for prime time. She's done a lot of fill-in. She's obviously done a lot of weekend anchoring, weather. And they've used her occasionally in 6 o'clock and very, very rarely, but they still use her at 10 o'clock. She has not gotten the gig. In other words, hey, Rosie, you got 10 o'clock. It's yours. We're going to announce it. We're going to make a big to-do about it. She has all the qualifications, you would think. She's a veteran. She happens to be a woman of Hispanic ethnic origin, but does not get the gig. She does things on the side that may put her at risk in terms of overall factors that Channel 2, especially Fox, puts into great deal of consideration. She has a budding fashion business on the side. Some have even joked, myself included, that she's using her TV gig as a means to plug and promote her fashion business. She's got her own website. That's not very concerning, more disconcerting if you are looking at her, a potential boss, and saying, well, what does she want to do? Does she want to be a TV news weather anchor, or does she want to be a fashion designer? That's precisely what they're thinking at Channel 2 and Fox. For the time being, she's under consideration, but I wouldn't say she's got the gig. Roberta Gonzalez. This is difficult. I have my own biases about Robbie, as she's called. As a straight, non-joking weather presenter, she's fine. She's interesting. Her personality, although quirksome, has the gift of gab, just enough to where she could converse. It all sounds and could look natural, but she takes it one step, sometimes two steps beyond that. She thinks because she's been here all over the place for the better part of 40 years. She worked in San Jose years and years ago at Channel 11. Most people remember her, obviously, at KPIX. But right now, she's part-time and on the weekend. And they don't know what to do because they like her. Keep in mind, she was hired basically by Bill Martin. Now, assess that if you will. In any event, while they love her, and by the way, this is a side, she may not even want to be a full-time weather anchor. It's just not the situation. Okay. Finally, Mark Tamayo, he is the heads-on favorite, likes what he does, is pretty much comfortable with what he's doing now, but 10 o'clock would be quite a promotion for Mark Tamayo. I think he is the odds-on favorite. When I know more about who's going to get the gig, I will, of course, inform you. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. I'll see you soon.